look at that
Yeah.
and move forward?
Actually, that is been a question that has always come up. But I'll make haste to say that in the world today, the global practice does not allow one organization to be an operator and be a regulator.
I was going to follow up on that. If that is a practice among your colleagues, you know, in the IPU.
It's not at all, because NIPOS has realized that.
Good.
But you know, we're a government agency.
Okay.
And there is this bureaucracy in government. You don't just jump up one day and say, let this be this. We're not under a military rule, so we have to follow a procedure in doing things.
Okay.
So NIPOS has realized that, look, we can't be
doing both.
Exactly.
Yes.
So because of that, we made a presentation to the government as far back as 2005. I mean, 2005. And the government started looking at it, that look, we are not interested in regulating the industry and as well being an operator, because the global practice does not even
allow it.
The Universal Postal Union, which is the umbrella organization in charge of the post in the whole world, is an agency of the United Nations.
Yes.
Nigeria is a signatory to it.
Absolutely.
We had this discussion has gone in Switzerland and other areas, even in Pan-African Postal Union, which is like a continental body. Discussions have been held on this, and there is a general consensus that, look, we can't be the player, we can't be the referee man and all that.
And then be a player.
So every member country in the United Universal Postal Union agreed that this should be done.
Okay.
But then at a stage, to tell you why the regulation is so important, is that the private operators were entering into the jurisdiction of the conventional postal service.
Okay.
And it was seen worldwide that, look, since we cannot stop them.
Can you break that down to the viewer when you talk about, universal postal service that the private guys are going into?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The universal, worldwide, the conventional postal service is the one you and I know will go to the post office, drop our letter there, put a stamp, drop it there, and go away.
Yes.
Or bring your registered letter, they will take it and go away.
Yes.
But when we looked at the private operators, they started going into such areas where the conventional service, which is meant to be for the national carrier, they started going into such areas.
They don't have a license to do that.
They do not have the license to do that. You see, worldwide, there is something we call universal service. Universal service is a service that is embarked upon by the national carrier on behalf of the federal government.
Yes.
And is supposed to service all the citizens or the inhabitants of any country. What that means is that they will offer the postal service at a minimum rate, not profitable.
That's correct.
Not profitable at all.
Service.
It's a social service.
Yes.
Now, the private operators started offering such services. In the law, the postal law, there is a limit you can go. Under the universal service, you can't take any item in Nigeria, for instance, below a particular weight.
Okay.
Here we have about 500 grams. Now, the private operators went in and started carrying those items that the conventional or the national carrier should carry. And when it was seen worldwide that these private operators are delving into areas that they are not supposed to, which will not be favorable to the citizens in that country or the inhabitants of that country, the world body, the Universal Postal Union, decided that all the member countries should embark on a courier service. And that was how we came about EMS. Maybe I've seen EMS.
Yes.
So EMS came as an outfit that will compete with the private operators. And where we are today is that the government has decided that, look, for us to do this effectively, the regulatory aspect should be taken care of. And that was why, at a point, this presentation was
All
made.
right, Dr. Emeje, let's go quickly. Time is not our friend. Okay, so we have sorted that out. The government is looking at ways to separate the regulation from
operation.
From the operation. We thank God for that, and that is going on. Now, let us look at when that is eventually done. So you become an operator, okay? And then we are looking at the...
And what is the timeline to achieve that?
Well, it has been on since, like I said, 2085, really, actually.
2005?
No, sorry, it's not 2005, 2085.
No.